A chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
Adam is talking to God. I need a helper. I cannot do all this work myself.
Adam is talking to God?
Yes.
And what did he say to God?
God says, that will cost you an arm and a leg. Adam says, how about a rib? Be kind to your undertaker. He's the last person in the world to let you down. The college president was walking across the campus with a group of visiting businessmen. He was asked, how many students do you have here? The college president answered, about 3/4 of them.
Yeah.
Who said the British are not coming?
I don't know. Who said the British are not coming?
Paul Revere.
Oh, okay.
And that's all the jokes.
Well, that's from the advertiser,
That's
right?
from the advertiser.
Now, folks, the next announcement is about Nescentia. Medicaid pays Nescentia Insurance, calls Nescentia Health Options in Syracuse, New York, a premium every month to take care of Glendora. And they do take very good care of Glendora, except for this one thing. They leave Glendora all alone on Sunday with nobody to carry out the rubbish. And this is, 3 big pails of rubbish, serious rubbish. What would the Board of Health think of that? Lying around all day. And without food, and with no company, and other things that go with being alone all day Sunday. And Glendora asked for $100 for Lucy to be here Sunday, and Lucy's been volunteering and not taking $100 to do that. So I made a request to them. They turned me down. I appealed it. They turned that down, and then they sent back another request asking me if I wanted to appeal, and that's where it stood today. Well, here's what happened. Dear Stephanie, would you read my take on that, please?
Yes. Glendora's reaction to Nescentia's denial of appeal. 1. Nescentia denied the appeal before they received the notice of medical necessity from Glendora's practitioner. 2. Here are all these people at Nescentia outnumbering Glendora 5-1. 3. Glendora is being battered at the age of 97 years, 11 months, and 4 weeks, and a widow. 4. All Glendora is asking for is $100 to fill in care for Sunday. Is that going to break the insurance company? 5. Glendora feels sorry for Nescentia and will send them a donation. 6. Glendora was never heard. Nobody listened to Glendora. This is ex parte. There was nothing in personam. Everything was by paper, telephone, and email. The person who made the bad decision ran away and hid behind somebody else. Glendora does not want to pursue this controversy any further. She does not want to criticize, complain, or get angry. If Glendora ever has a heart transplant, she wants the heart of Nescentia because it's never been used. The mailing and printing to seek justice has cost nearly $100. 11. Glendora's birthday is within 6 days, but she will not let Nescentia spoil it. Glendora has solved the challenge. Remember that she had an overnight person from Mondays at 8 p.m. through Saturday at 8 a.m. This person did this for $250 a week. Glendora asked her could she not work the 5th week of the month because Glendora was short of money. She obliged congenially and will look for a day job. This arrangement allows Glendora to pay Lucy $100 every Sunday with $600 left over. And 12. Glendora no longer has an Essentia problem. She is complacent.
Amen.
And then we have a letter from David Silva.
Yes, let me summarize that for you quickly, folks. There's an organization called ICAN, and I don't know what it stands for. ICAN, C-A-N, I-C-A-N. Anyway, he says you have to make this a complaint directly to Essentia. And he wrote it to me and to my medical practitioner. Okay, but I'm not going to make that complaint. And I wrote back to David that I have the solution, and that's the one that Stephanie just read to you. So we're waiting to hear from David Silva. Next announcement, hon.
All right, is the advertiser for May 14th.
The advertiser, our weekly hometown newspaper advertiser.
Dear Meals on Wheels, all over the USA, would you please examine serving your dear patrons vegan meals, not just a few of your people, but all of them. We can no longer ignore the hundreds of studies that have proven conclusively that animal products cause heart disease and cancer. We must all go vegan. Glendora has personal knowledge. May 1st, she turned 98 with no hospitals, no doctors, no medicine, and no bills. Join us in glad adoration. Jokes. The doctor says, there is nothing I can do for your disease. It's hereditary. The patient says, please send the bill to my dad. Behind every successful man is a proud wife and a flabbergasted mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Minister, what is the difference between like and love? The little boy replies, I like my mom and dad, but I love my bubble gum. Teacher, use the word bewitches in a sentence. Student, you guys go ahead. I'll bewitches in a minute. Coach to the referee, that was a great match. The referee, clearly flattered. Oh, really? Coach, yes, I wish you had seen it. And then during halftime, the referee looked up in the bleachers to see a woman being carried out on a stretcher. He said to the coach, did she have a heart attack? And the coach replied, no, you called one right and she fainted.
We love you, referees. Any other announcements?
Yes, from David Smith. You had asked him what time is a chat with Glendora being cablecast. And he says, hello, Glendora. Sorry for the delays and concerns. A chat with Glendora is airing regularly and the shows are current. I subscribe to your YouTube channel and check it often for new shows with good run times, 25 to 29 minutes to download. Hope all is well. You certainly are keeping busy.
Dear David Smith, Manchester Cable TV, Manchester, Connecticut, and 5 other municipalities there. A great person, David Smith.
All right, and the next one I have is the copy of the announcements from the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Wyoming Valley that says,
Pennsylvania. It's near Scranton.
That says on Mother's Day, May 10th, their speaker will be Glendora Vesta Folsom Buell. And the title was, We Have the Answer to Everything. The description is Bible passages, kindness. When all is said and done, the only thing that matters is how did you treat others. Jokes, how to live to 97, healthy and happy, with no hospitals, no doctors, no medicine, no pills, no bills. Vegan, and drink 8 glasses of water a day. And your bio was Glendora Folsom Buell is a physicist, philosopher, and self-made television personality who continues to create weekly public access television programs at age 97. Now in her 90s, Glendora is still going strong.
In other words, the sermon to the church was going to be nothing but what you have every week, folks. A chat with Glendora. Jokes, kindness, veganism, and our dear Stephanie.
Aww.
Can we pause? Folks, we are endeared to the dear viewers of TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Glendora Buell Facebook and a chat with Glendora Facebook and Instagram and Twitter X for the lovely comments of love that they have sent, and Stephanie will read you some of them.
Yes. Juno says LOL laughing emoji. Josh also has a laughing emoji with a love emoji. This other commenter says, my favorite girl. That's my kind of diet, though. I think they were talking about the seafood diet. And then we have, more laughing emojis. And then from Bayside, that joke got a little chuckle out of me. Very good, Glendora. Frank Baba says, love the new camera setup. You are awesome. Ash says, ha ha ha, laughing emoji. Lynx says, oh, that's good. Kinsley says, good one, Glendora. Love emoji again. Willow says, that's a good one. Ha ha ha. Then we've got very good, Glendora again. And then we've got from Tom, I didn't expect that. XOXO, keep it up from Detroit. I was wondering where she got them. That's savage. Oh no, LOL. Good one, heart emoji. That's a good one. And okay, you got a laugh out of me. Another person said, ha ha ha, Ben. And Spider said that was a good one. Then we've got a comment from Veronica that says, when I was younger, I used to watch Glendora Buell's show on public access TV. This was before the days of YouTube. I remember specifically her showing us a flowering tree in her backyard and saying she wishes it were smell-o-vision. I still say this today. She left an impression on me. Well, a few days ago, I wondered what Glendora is up to, and is she still doing what she loves, making content on the internet. Love you, Glendora. Thank you for accepting my friend request.
Thank you, Veronica.
Then we've got from Shrimp, Oarfish, laughing emoji. Teeb says, haha, that was funny. This is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Codex says, I envy your wisdom. We get that one. And then this person said, wish it was a joke. That was probably one of the ones for politics. And then laughing emoji, another laughing emoji, and clapping emoji.
Any jokes there? Anything? What's that about? What's the longest word in the English language? Do you know, Steph?
Is it smile?
Yes, you want to know why?
Why?
Between the S and the other letter is a mile. Between the two S's is a mile.
Oh, smiles.
Yeah, smiles is the longest word in the English language, folks. Between this first S and the last S is a mile. And the mother says, Billy, the piano teacher's going to be here in 10 minutes. Have you washed your hands and face? Yes. Did you wash your ears? I washed the one next to her.
And box in the corner.
The Sunday school teacher says, draw a picture of the birth scene of Christ, the nativity. Oh, little girl brought up her picture, and the teacher says, that's very nice. There's Jesus, there's Joseph, there's Mary. And what's this box over here in the corner? That's their computer. I think you have some announcements to finish out the day.
I do. So we have from the American Legion that says, Dear Glendora, on behalf of the American Legion charities, thank you for your generous gift.
Thank you, American Legion. And thank you, Veterans Food Pantry down in Columbia County. Thank you, Patsy. And thank you, Joanne.
And then we have an email from Terrence that says, I wrote this out to you last time.
One moment, please, Steph.
Yes.
Tell them who Terrence is, honey. Greenberg, right? Public Access
Yes,
TV.
yes.
Greenberg Public Access TV in Westchester County, folks.
Yes.
All righty.
And I believe you had asked them what public access means to them.
Yes, I did, and good for you. Go ahead.
I wrote this out to you last time, but just adding it again. Public access TV must be saved because as each year passes, the grip of the corporate media becomes tighter on all of us. With your choices, corporate interests that dictate what stories are told and which ones aren't. The media landscape that we are all familiar with, and public access TV has no algorithm. It has no agenda. It has nobody but local residents, our peers who are pumping gas to us and standing next to us or behind us in grocery stores, who shape what gets discussed and what doesn't. In a few minutes, our channel can go from a harrowing interview of a local veteran to survivors right into something obscure as two residents who are complaining about changes to a local diner, or a woman with a British accent. All of these are very different. They are both vital to what makes public access so important. It is up to us what is on the air, not advertisers. This keeps going so that an independence is kept alive. And it is independence and true freedom of our speech that will protect us from censorship. Thank you for all that you do.
That's Terrence Brosnier, Greenberg Public Access. You chose a good man there, Paul Feiner. Very eloquently stated, Terrence. Thank you. It's worth sending to all of my TV stations, all 76 of them, Boston to San Diego. Thank you. My dear pal Stephanie.
Yes, my dear.
You know, every librarian that I've ever met has been a person of public spirit. They want to help the public. They try as every way they can to help the public. Now, you want to be a librarian. What is your reason for wanting to be a librarian?
Well, I've always loved helping people. And I feel somewhere in the public where you can get information, access to the information, and just have a safe space to go to in order to do whatever you need to do is important to have. And I feel as a librarian, you get to experience and deal with people of all walks of life who need different things. For example, one of the ladies who came into the library a couple of weeks ago, I think she's mute. So we were talking, she would like show me something she wanted or write out what she wanted. And we communicated that way. And it was a very sweet interaction. She was very nice.
And you were successful in finding out what she wanted, dear?
Yes, yes.
And you were successful in providing it?
Yes.
Oh, that is a great feeling.
And
go ahead. What were you
And I was going to say, and another one that I particularly like is the children. They're so excitable, especially when they find something that they really want to read. And there's just a joy to be able to check out a book for them. And then some of them will tell you about like what their favorite animal is or what their favorite book is. And it's a lot of fun.
Yes, there's nothing like that little enthusiasm, is there?
Yes, there really is nothing like it at all.
I would gather from that you don't want to be a great big important librarian of a great big library. You just want to be a hometown librarian.
Yes.
You want to be at the desk.
I would love to be at the desk more than anything else.
Well, why do you want a master's degree in librarian science?
So that I can better help everyone, and not just one way, but in multiple ways, and to be able to. So, for example, if when I'm older and I no longer can stand around as much, or I'd like to do something a little more desk job, then I have the opportunity because I have gotten my master's degree.
Oh, that's good.
So I can do something else.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So your steps are to finish your associate's degree?
Yes.
And then what?
And then I will go to a SUNY probably.
SUNY standing for the State University of New York.
Yes.
At Albany?
At Albany, yes. And then that should get me to my master's.
And I see, would you get your master's there, or would you get it at the Syracuse University, one of the big library schools?
I think I'm probably going to stay with SUNY Albany just because it is the local and more easily accessible option. Syracuse is great and I'd love to go, but I would also have to move if I wanted to go to Syracuse.
And a few librarians pointed out that the master's degree you got at Albany would be a little more varied than the master's degree you might get at Syracuse.
Yes, that is true.
That's good. That's good. Let's pause. And you know something, folks? Ever since I was a sophomore in high school, and our English teacher sent us to the library, to the reference room, and we found out about the Dewey Decimal System and all those things. Since that day, I have had the deepest respect for reference librarians. And I have quite a collection of reference librarians. Quite a collection. I have 3 or 4 of them at the Albany Library, a couple of them at East Greenbush, all of them at the Nassau Free Library, the North Chatham Library, I have quite a collection. Oh, in Castleton. Right. When you were a youngster, did you want to be a librarian?
I actually did, but I wanted to be a children's librarian
How'd
specifically.
you know about that, honey?
Well, how it came about is when I was younger, I used to love reading so much. I would get my hands on every and any book I could. And the librarians always were so helpful, so kind, and they really encouraged me to keep reading. And I think when I was in high school, the librarian, she was amazing. She was just a wonderful person, and she saw that I came in practically every day to get a new book. And she was just, the way she interacted with me definitely made me feel important, and it made me feel respected.
Oh, indefinitely. And this is the very thing that you were pointing out a librarian can do.
Yes.
What was her name?
Her name was Mrs. Green, I believe.
And what town was that?
Cooksaki.
Yeah, oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
But she really encouraged me, and I felt that's what I wanted to do when I, grew up. That I wanted to be somebody who could also help, in this case specifically children, young children, older children. I just wanted to help them grow and blossom into being, the beautiful person they're meant to be.
You wanted to pass it on?
Yes, I did.
Yes, right.
And I'm very grateful for her. She was one of my favorite librarians.
Oh, yes, I am too. Yes. Well, everybody, this is what I wanted to chat with Glendora to do today. I wanted it to be kind. I wanted it to give forth humor and good cheer and goodwill and good purpose. And even though it's rough and it's unrehearsed, I believe in reality television. You don't pull any punches. You tell people the way it is. This is what I wanted to chat with Glendora to do. It's to pass on its kindness and its goodness. And will you take the last word, my dear Stephanie?
Of course. When all is said and done, the only thing that truly matters is how did you treat others.